Hello ladies and gentlemen, we come to you today from the Shinra Corporation live with some breaking news regarding Raid Shadow Legends. But first of all, thank you for watching the channel. If you like what we are showing, please leave a subscription, leave a like and share for the new intro. So without further ado, we got word that the new Fusion Legendary, which will be released about a couple of weeks from now for the patch 3.4, aka Mr. Yoshi The Drunkard. We have images, we have leaks, and we have parts of his kit. So the goal today would be to discuss that kit, to speculate a little bit about his usability, and see if generally we can find a good use for him here or there. So without further ado, let's delve into this new information. Okay, so yeah, this is our guy. So again, a little bit of a disclaimer. This information is not officially released by Plarium. This came to me from a source that wishes to remain anonymous, so to say. And yeah, so we have a little bit of bits of his kit. This is usually the format that is used to communicate information to the community managers. So I would assume that would be the original source somehow, but again, nothing sure. I think it has been corroborated by code digs from the latest code dumps, so this is more than likely the actual thing. First of all, let's take a look at his design, at his model. Again, Plarium, they can do nothing wrong. Their design team, as far as putting out new models, they're all looking superb, and this is no exception. It gives us a little bit of a hint of what the new faction will be looking like. This is very unique, doesn't look like any kind of champion that we have today. It does look very distinctive. It does have that Asian slash Japanese samurai or even Chinese feel to it. So with the big staff, with the flasks at his belt or next to his belly, the tattoo of what looks like a demon, and necklaces galore. The guy looks terrific. I love the design. Now onto the information which is displayed here on screen. So first, here's a support champion from the new Shadow Kin faction. So you heard it here for the first time. The new faction will be called Shadow Kin. His force affinity, which is something that's always welcome to have good support affinity, support for the force affinity. We do have a few, like Mausoleum Mage for instance, and Minaya as a legendary, but yeah, it's always welcome to have a good support. 3 attacks, A1, 3 attacks and a passive. So A1, Strong Booze. I don't know if this will be the name that will be retained, but I'd love it to be. Cool name. Strong Booze, so he attacks one enemy, has 30% chance unbooked of placing a stun for 1 turn. Could the chance will probably go higher, maybe to a 50%. I don't know if it will go any higher after books. So yeah, pretty good. A2, Flaming Spirit, so he attacks 2 times at random. I don't usually like this wording, attacks 2 times, attack 3 times at random, but hey, this is what we got. And has 75% chance of placing a 50% decrease accuracy debuff and an HP burn for 2 turns. So this looks like, this does sound like it can help. It would help in content like the Nether what's called the Frost Spider in Doom Tower, maybe in a few other areas, but yeah, not really an attack that jumps out to me as something that will be overpowered or that will be extra useful, but still always good to have it. It's on a 3-turn cooldown, so I suppose that it's going to be booked to reduce that cooldown. I have no way of telling that it will be the case, but I have like a feeling, like a hunch, that this attack might be booked to go to 2 turns. And if it's the case, it might prove quite useful. So let's see. His A3, I think, is what makes him specifically great. So I'll remove myself here from the way just so that we can take a look at it. So he places a 50% increase attack. Or, yeah, actually, what I'll do is I'll be putting the information somewhere around here so that you could see it a little bit more clearly as I'm going. So no need to move myself. So what he does is places a 50% increase attack buff and a 50% increase accuracy on all allies for 2 turns. And he also has 50% chance of placing True Fear on all enemies for 1 turn. that chance jumps up to 75% if the enemies are under increased attack buffs. So it's an AoE, it's on 5-turn cooldown, it's an AoE, it places increased attack on the allies and increased accuracy, and also places true fear on the enemies if they have attack up. So this screams of arena. This is clearly a slap in the face of the resistance meta. So much like champions like Pestilus, the epic undead, I think, and Kurzad, the void rare dwarf, that 50% accuracy increase is actually huge. You could build a champion with something like 500 or 600 accuracy for arena, and that 600 will be bumped up to 900. There is literally no one, or very few teams that can resist a 900 accuracy champion. So yeah, that's a very powerful buff specifically for strippers, but again, you would need to bring him in to waste a slot, so to speak, to have that buff. So if your other, let's say, 2 champions are not good enough to fulfill all the roles you need, it might be problematic. But I could see him in speed teams like Arbiter as a lead, or teams with let's say, and we will see it in his passive with Valkyrie. I do see a very strong synergy with champions like Valkyrie. So because his passive says that this champion's turn meter will be filled by 4% each time an enemy receives a buff. So this is very much like Valkyrie's passive, where she both reduces the enemy turn meter and boosts the team's turn meter. So this champion could actually benefit from Valkyrie's passive, and it would stack with his passive, making him go even faster and be able to place that increased accuracy on the debuffers from your team before they go, even if you build him with a lower speed. So yeah, pretty interesting kit all in all. I do see a few uses for him in arena, because I'm using Kurzad today, and I'm using Pestilus. I'm not using him yet, but I have him. I think I will replace Kurzad eventually with Pestilus. But if I'm using those very situationally, because sometimes if you want to build up a champion like Ceres, for instance, to be your main stripper, and you want to build her in immunity, you can't go very high in accuracy. My Ceres is currently, I think, like at 625 in immunity, which is pretty good, but some other Cereses out there can go to 750 to 800 accuracy. But with these champions, you don't need to worry about that. You just bring in your accuracy buffer. 600 is plenty. He will boost it sky high, and you will be able to strip every single enemy you encounter. I don't want to sound too excited about him. I mean, I like the look and feel of the champion. I like the fact that he's a fusion, he's a fragment fusion. We will be able to get him if you're prepared well enough. So again, not complaining about a free champion, but I'd like to know what you think, actually. What's your opinion on this guy? Do you think that he's going to be useful for you? Are you excited about the Shadowkin faction, or is the fact that they are going to dilute the champion pool not something that does not make you really happy? I'd love to read about that in the comment section. And yeah, in closing, if you liked this type of content, or if you like these videos in general, please leave a like and a subscription. Today is my birthday, so that would be the best gift you could give me. Thanks for watching, and thanks to everyone for coming back to the Shinra Corporation channel, and I will see you in a next video. Cheers.